Morning. Welcome to A Balanced Life. I'm Jocelyn, and these are just my unscripted walking in nature little chats with you. I thought I'd bring you along with me regularly, and we can talk about things relating to finding balance in life, basically. So, nourishment has been kind of a key theme for me this last year, really, and it's about nourishing myself, my body, and every aspect of me, rather than cutting things out, particularly when it comes to the extreme diet culture concept. Nourishing my body with heaps and heaps of fresh produce, vegetables, nutrient packed foods, and nourishing myself with joyful movement in nature. So these hikes are very much a part of that whole process. So just a couple of quick ditties this morning while I'm walking, and that's joyful movement doesn't have to mean anything that's beating yourself up, going hard out. Joyful movement for me means doing things that you love to do, that make you feel great, and that get you moving, that get your body moving, and that you're happy to be doing. So for me, that's hiking. Always loved hiking. I've done masses and masses of it with my husband over the years, and despite all of the ill health and injuries I've had, we always went out hiking. I've literally climbed mountains. So when my hip degenerated with chronic arthritis, I didn't know whether I'd ever be able to get back out into nature again. So the sheer joy of being able to be out here enjoying nature is incredible. Nature is incredibly healing for anybody, and taking opportunities throughout your day to be able to actually get into nature, whether it's just for a gentle stroll, whether it's just to breathe in the fresh air, that is enabling you to reconnect with your body, and you're getting the benefits that nature has to offer, and that is that incredibly grounding energy that is within the natural world. So movement in nature is fundamental for me in terms of creating a balanced life, and it's been a very long, slow process to get back to here again. So the other aspect of that, and one of the key kind of tips I suppose I have for today in terms of nourishment, is actually a really, really simple one, and it comes back to the basic concept of yoga. And I don't mean yoga in the lycra clad uber bendy concept of the word, although I am pretty uber bendy and I do practice yoga asana, but I mean in terms of the fundamental of yoga, which is union, and it's union of your breath with your body. And that is something we can do at any time of the day, anywhere, and it's incredibly good for bringing you out of your head, out of stress mode, and back into your body. And all you honestly need to do is just breathe deeply down into your lower lungs, and consciously, whenever you're doing something, whenever you're frustrated with something, take a breath. Just take a breath. That's it. It's as simple as that. I mean, moving joyfully in nature and moving with your breath means that you're not pushing to the point where you can't sit like this, hold a conversation. So I like to get to the point where I sit just below that edge, where I can still have a conversation with somebody, even though I am just very slightly out of breath. And then I'll stop and just take in the scenery, and take a breath. And honestly, that can fundamentally shift how you live, is just taking a moment and then another and another and just breathing. That's nourishment in a nutshell. To be quite honest, that is the fundamental basic principle of nourishing ourselves. If we start from there and we start from a point of wholeness, that we're not broken. And if you haven't read my previous article this week, jump into Substack and have a look. I'll link it below. But if we start from a place of not trying to fix, of being whole, and work with our bodies as messengers, then we can actually slowly but surely change how we live and come back to balance and come back to ourselves, come back to our bodies. So presence for me is that practice of yoga union of the breath with the body, and it's moving with the breath, and it's taking moments to actually just slow down and breathe. And that's as simple as it gets.